This short presentation is one of a series about the knowledge transfer system I developed for Underdog Strategy. It's called the Worksheet System. Hello, I'm Laure Paquette, and I'm a professor of political science at Lakehead University. I teach Underdog Strategy. That means, what do you do to get what you want when you have no power and no money? This particular presentation is about Worksheet 6. Factors. This is what Worksheet 6 looks like. In the second box from the top, you give the goal for the strategy that you're analyzing. In column 1 on the left-hand side, you list the factors that would help that strategy. In column 2, on the right-hand side, you list the factors that don't. This presentation has 6 sections. It includes uses, definitions, instructions, tips, tips for simulations, and final checks. For Worksheet 6, there are 2 uses. There are 2 uses for Worksheet 6. First, it helps forecast both good and bad surprises in a strategy. And second, it identifies events out of anyone's control which can make the strategy fail. In section 2, we'll look at the definitions needed for the worksheet. For Worksheet 6, there is one definition, but it is very important. What is a factor? There is one definition for Worksheet 6. A factor is an event out of anyone's control that can affect the outcome of the strategy. Let's look at section 3, instructions for completing the worksheet. For Worksheet 6, there are 2 instructions. There are 2 instructions for Worksheet 6. First, write only 1 factor per line, and second, list factors according to whether they can help reach the goal or not. In section 4, we'll look at tips to help you complete the worksheet. For Worksheet 6, there are 3 tips. There are 3 tips for filling out Worksheet 6. First, it is common to have more factors in one column than the other. Second, it is usual to have few factors and only 1 sheet. And third, if a factor seems to fit in both columns, it's not specific enough. Make it more specific and list both in the proper column. In section 5 of this presentation, we'll look at tips specifically for filling out worksheets for the simulation. For Worksheet 6, there are 2 tips for simulations. There are 2 tips for simulations for Worksheet 6. First, mix real life and simulation events. Second, use all the information available, including documents and verbal interactions. In section 6 of this presentation, we'll look at final checks to make when you've completed the worksheet. For Worksheet 6, there are 2 final checks. There are 2 final checks for Worksheet 6. First, have you included any occurrence that is within anybody's control? There should be none. And second, have you listed factors in only 1 column, not the same factor in both? You can find sample worksheets completed for the role-play simulations and a large number of real-life situations in the open access ebook Teaching Political Science, published by De Gruyter in 2015.